Okay, now we're just going to look at how this gets installed and used in a Hansen SRA Plus, and then we'll look at the Van Kyl. This happens to be a BK7010. So, very little difference really. We're going to loosen the collet, install the surrogate shaft, run it up towards the top, tighten the collet, install the gauge, hold the shaft, tighten with your hand the knurled nut. Then we're going to obviously put the anti-rotation arm on. Now we're going to lower the drive head, and what I forgot to tell you before is a good idea to retract the indicator ball so that it doesn't crash into the vessel. It's designed to, it has this big ball, so it pretty well accommodates the interface, but it's better to retract it so you don't have that impact. Alright, now we're going to stop up towards the top of the vessel, center the gauge over to the 40, and now we're going to lower down to approximately where the paddle would operate, down close to the radius, spherical radius. And again we'll be observing, okay, that would be about it. And we can look at how much tilt we had, and this again is the tilt with respect to the geometry of the tilt, the tilt error between the two components, the vessel mounting center line and the spindle mounting. And again here we only get well, each division is 0.05, 0.1, 0.25 millimeters. Very, very good for the tilt issue. Now I can either put my thumb in front of the rod, or you can actually even let the clamp knob stop it. And so we'll run this guy. At 25 RPM again. And we'll watch the gauge. This one is not nearly as good on the centering. This unit has been around a long time, beat up, and so on and so forth, so this one probably doesn't even look like it'll pass, but it gives you an idea. So we're going to take the indicator and we're going to rotate it over to so that the 40, you don't have to do this, the only thing you really need to know is how much travel you're getting. But for me it's easier to start at one known position, and that is line up the 40 at one of the furthest positions of the needle and then start counting. I got 1, 2, 3.5 millimeters. Okay, 3.5 millimeters divided by 2 is going to be 1.75 millimeters. Because again, what you do is you divide the total indicated reading by 2 to determine your centering, your off-center condition. And so this is 1.75 millimeters. It looks pretty bad, but this resolution of this gauge is very precise, so you get a big travel. 1.75 meets the USP. It does not meet ASTM. Of course, all of these instruments were designed well before ASTM. They weren't designed to meet the 1 millimeter, so I think quite often you'll find that instruments may not meet the 1 millimeter. Hopefully they'll all meet the 2 millimeter. Very quickly we'll lift it out and go over to the Van Kyl bath. Okay, over in the Van Kyl bath we're basically going to do the same thing. You loosen the collet, install the surrogate shaft, tighten the collet, install the instrument, tighten, put the anti-rotation arm on, lower the drive head, and this time it becomes a little more important to retract the indicator point or ball because of the ease-align brackets. It will crash harder on this particular instrument, so you don't want to crash it. So now we're going to lower the drive head, retracted the ball, and we'll go ahead and stop somewhere close to the top of the vessel, and I'll rotate my indicator over to the 40 position, and now I'm going to go all the way down to the lower position. Just saw a lot of, oh, okay, I see what's happening. I'm glad it happened because I can point it out. Watch out for the fingers on the easel line bracket. That's what we were hitting. So we're going to rotate this over so that it's so that the gauge is not hitting those. We're going to have to start a little bit lower, so we're lower than those, and make sure the indicator point. You can look inside and make sure you're not hitting the fingers on the easel line bracket. And then we will set at the 40. And lower down to the operating position. And we only moved 0.05 millimeters. So again, most of these units with that tilt issue are lined up very nicely. Okay, now we will run the instrument at 25. I've preset the RPM at 25. Again, rotate the dial over. 40 at one end of the swing. Look at the full travel. 1.5, about 1.7, 1.8. 1.8 divided by 2 is 0.9 millimeters will be the ultimate answer for this one. So this one meets both USP and ASTM. So that does it for this instrument. And next we're going to look at just a couple more instruments, and that'll be it.